Learning science does not make you cool. Learning science makes you more responsible towards everything around you, and knowing all the process around you, that makes you cool. Welcome all my lovely children listening to me right now. Let's try and explore a fundamental phenomena taking place around us. Photosynthesis. We have been hearing about this process since long. So what's new today? Why is this process so important? And I want you to feel the answer. Stop breathing for a minute. Count the seconds. Is it a nice feeling? No, not at all. It's actually a suffocating feeling. So I think all our green plants are those who actually make us living and helps us to breathe. So let's see this process of photosynthesis so as to actually how are the plants working out this process and how are the plants releasing the so-called so valuable oxygen for us. When we are talking about photosynthesis, we are actually talking about autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self and trophic means nutrition, and plants are actually the only ones on the earth which are green and at the same time which can nourish themselves, and that's why they come under the category of autotrophic nutrition. And all other animals, including you and me, we all come under the category of heterotrophic nutrition. All these things are the ones which we require to do the photosynthesis. Like plants take sunlight from the sun and water is absorbed through their roots from the soil. Actually they look for the groundwater, and leaves are the so-called food factory of plants where this photosynthesis takes place. And other than this, the green colored pigment in the leaf called as chlorophyll helps to trap the sunlight and proceed this process. And the carbon dioxide, which is another ingredient, is taken from the atmosphere, definitely what we breathe out, and that is taken from the pores which are present on the leaves and hence called as stomata. This picture actually explains the process of photosynthesis, and it is also explained in the form of a chemical equation. Whatever I am speaking other than that, you can refer the slides for the information. You can see here that carbon dioxide and water combines very well in the presence of light and releases out oxygen at the same time, preparing the food for plants, which is a glucose molecule. And after many glucose molecules, they make a bigger polymer called as starch, and oxygen is released, which we very well use it. The glucose is definitely produced in the leaves and stored in all other parts of the plant in the form of starch. This is a cycle where you can actually see how dependent we or all other living organisms are on plants. The plants are the only ones who can produce their food and at the same time nourish us. These are some of the important, actually very important points of photosynthesis. In the absence of photosynthesis, there would not be any food. The survival of almost all living organisms directly or indirectly depend on the food made by the plants, whether it is a herbivore or a carnivore. This very well explains that sun is the ultimate source of energy, and oxygen is always considered as the byproduct of this process. This thank you is neither for me nor for you. It is actually for our green friends who make our existence possible on this planet.